A very good afternoon to all of you. Okay. You know why we are here? You know? Yes, you are right. We are here for a debate. We are going to have a wonderful 30 minutes. Okay. The next coming 30 minutes will be so wonderful. At least I hope so. Okay. We are going to have a wonderful debate. And there are two teams from our civils batch. To my right side, there is team A, and to my left side, there is team B. Okay. And we have a wonderful topic for our debate also. The topic is democracy versus non-democracy. Okay, how is the topic? You like the topic? Is it interesting? Yes, it is super interesting. Okay, you know very well which thing we are following, whether we are following democracy or we are not following democracy. We are following democracy, you are right. But let's see, there are 2 points of view now about the democracy, whether democracy is good or democracy is not good. We will see which team will convince us, right? Okay. To my right side, there is team A. Let me introduce you the members of team A. Okay. I'll call your name. You have to raise your hand. Okay. Team A, Usha Madhuri, right? Lamia, Akshita, Dashwan. Okay. Right. Team A is going to oppose democracy. You remember, team A is opposing democracy. Okay, they are not for democracy. Right. Now I introduce team B. You raise your hand. I'll call your name. You raise your hand. Suman. Okay, Suman is from D3. Vishnu. Vishnu is from civils batch. Sairam. Sairam is also from civils. Then finally Madhu. Okay, she is also from civils. And this team, team B, is going to support the democracy. Okay, right. Few things I want to tell you. This is an open platform. There are only few restrictions. Otherwise, this is an open platform. You are free to speak, except certain conditions. So you treat or you think this is like a mini parliament. You think you are young parliamentarians in the young members of parliament in the parliament, and you utilize this platform and put forth your thoughts. Okay, and there are only few rules. Rules will be narrated by ma'am. Okay.
So, hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, firstly, I congratulate Team A and Team B for choosing your topics and coming this far to participate in this competition. So, now let us discuss about the very important concept that makes you or you to be the winner. So, let us talk about the rules of the competition. There were not so many rules, but the rules were very few, but they are so important that we can't ignore them. The first and the foremost rule is that no one in the restricted groups, no one in the group A or group B or advised to become personal or pass any personal comments on the other opponent team. That means I should restrict only discussing about the topic that is given to me. Whether you are supporting democracy, you should support democracy. Whether you are not supporting democracy, you should not support democracy, and that's it. You should not be focusing on any kind of individual or personal attacks. So, if at all, if any of the person is seen involving in such things, it is the discretion of the panel to take any kind of penalty against the concerned member. And even if an individual member is involving in such a thing, the entire group will face the consequences. So please be clear, please stick to the topic, please stick to the context of the topic, and don't go into any kind of personal attacks. Clear? Okay? So this is the first and the foremost rule. Any kind of such informal, derogatory comments will not be tolerated in any form. And if we face any kind of such issue, we have the discretion to award penalty to any kind of group, whether it is an individual or whether it is the entire group as such. That is the first thing. And the second one is the total time which is allotted for the debate is 30 minutes for both the groups. Okay, that means the entire discussion has to wind up in 30 minutes. And in this 30 minutes, the better performing team will win the prize. Okay. So in this 30 minutes, give it all what have you learned, give it all what have you written, and give it all what you have decided to say. Okay, that is the second thing. And the third one is, so it is the discretion of the panel to stop or to pause any kind of argument if we feel that the argument is irrational or if it is going against to the context of the debate. Okay, so only stick to the context of the debate and only pass arguments which are favorable for the debate. Okay, clear? Any doubts in the rules? And anything which is said by the panel cannot be questioned because it is the discretion that is given to the panel. Okay, so any doubts in the rules? Okay. Okay. So now sir will say about the criteria for allocating the marks and the criteria which would be followed for choosing the winner. Okay. All the best to both the teams and good luck.
Right. Finalists. Thank you, audience. You are very eager. I am also very eager to see the debate. But finally, okay, your performance matters. Okay, but anyhow, we are going to see some parameters. The parameters are content, what you are going to speak, the quality of content. Then your articulation, how well you are articulating your points or your thoughts. Then language, what is the proficiency of your language, whether you are using parliamentary language or you are going out of this language, accepted language. Then your communication skills. Okay. Then finally your body language and your appearance. Okay. These are some of the parameters we are going to see. Okay. All the best. The debate will start now.
Our team A is talking in favor of non-democracy as it ensures for better government with stability, efficiency, and decisive leadership in almost all circumstances, particularly during crisis. And there is a report from Global Democratic Initiative stating that the democracy recession has been started.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sirs, and good afternoon to the audience. And as my opponent said that the non-democracy is best for the crisis management, but crisis management is for a particular period of time. And the best form of government or the leaders of the non-democratic countries are for a particular period of time, and they have their own limitations. And we don't have any better leaders in such a way. We only have a few. We don't have many. Where we have one or two members like that, we can't give many like that.
I agree with you. As you said, the crisis is for a shorter period of time. But what I would like to say is, so whether it's crisis or not, decision making can be fast in non-democratic institutions comparative to democracy. So if you want to make a decision in democracy, it's a complex and technical process. But in case of non-democratic system, it can be taken swiftly.
As you said, the decision will be slow and delayed. So what we are doing, we are seeing all as a, we are taking the consideration of the people, and we will do the decision on the favor of all the people. So we have to consult the problem. We have to discuss them in the parliament, and after discussion only we will give the decision, so that all people will get favor. All the people will get the favorable, satisfiable decision.
Yes, gentlemen, I agree with you that you discuss in the parliament and take all over the consideration of people. You said that the people are sovereign. So what you mean is the people are sovereign in democracy. And I don't think so. I think that majoritarianism is what will prevail in the democracy. So the vote of majority is being taken into consideration. And what about the rest of the people? All they be considered?
As you said, democracy is a majoritarianism. It is not like that. We have multi-party system. We have Rajya Sabha, where the minorities will get the equal right to represent their thoughts, their representation of culture, their representation of language, their representation of the way of life. It is not about the majoritarianism. Here we will get the equal right to represent the people. There we are not getting the equal right to represent them.
Sorry, miss, I didn't get about minority or majorities. I meant a majoritarian vote is. So let us consider that the PM Prime Minister candidate of this country is being selected on what basis? The vote of majority. And let us take the recent example of Andhra Pradesh elections 2023. So the opposition party or YCP party got almost 40% of vote share, and the coalition form got almost 55% of vote share. And what is the difference of seats between them? So the coalition party has won around 164 seats, and YCP won only 11 seats, and with a difference of 10% of vote share. So what does it mean? It means that they are following the majoritarianism. Instead of that, there should be an equal split of seats based on the percentage of voting.
And as you said, it is multi-party system. It is multi-party system which is bringing all the conflicts in the country.
As must we must respect the representation of the people. It is multi-party system which is giving the, which is promoting the pluralism. This is the essence of India. So I guess it is the best way.
But what about the conflicts that is bringing up?
Conflicts can be managed. Conflicts can be managed and conflicts can be resolved through a democratic process. And there, in a non-democratic system, there will be no conflict resolution system and there will be no right to recall or some kind of rights like that. Here we are having freedom, we are having rights, we are having right to represent, we are having equality, we are having everything which human needs to live a dignified life.
So do you think that all those rights are absolute in nature?
No right will be absolute in nature in any kind of government,
Yeah,
any
that's-
kind of right like that. But democracy will ensure that to the maximum level.
They can be also ensured in non-democratic systems. Why only democracy? So anyway, they are not absolute anyway in either systems.
Give some example like that.
As compared to the other forms of government, the democracy will be the best. As of now, the world more than 195 countries are there. Most of the around 165 countries are following democracy.
So as many of the gentlemen, as many of the countries adopted democracy doesn't make the best.
If they adopt it means there is a good thing in them. So that is the best thing.
Many of the countries have already taken democracy, as you're saying, but I don't think they are as stable and as capable and as available for the citizens. If we take the example of Kenya, do you see any safety in that?
As you said, it is not so efficient, but I feel that democracy has the best GDP, best happiness index, and best HDI index in the world. The countries which follows this democracy are the best in every form.
Now that you want to talk about GDP and democracy, does Pakistan have democracy?
Pakistan follows militaries, not democracy. It just portrays like that.
Sorry, miss. Pakistan is democracy actually. And when democracy is not in right path, the chief of army staff takes control over it by declaring a military coup. But Pakistan is democratic. And as you talked about GDP, so two among the top 5 GDPs in the world for non-democratic systems. And you have said that the democratic countries are top in every sphere. As that you want to recall that the first country which is space is a non-democratic country, which is USSR. And even now, Russia is the one which is in top space technology and research.
It is not only about the growth, it is also about the development and overall development of the people. I even mentioned happiness index, where the democratic countries like the Finland and all, direct democracy, where direct democracy prevails, are the best in happiness index as well. Right to dignity is the main thing for the humans to live. So I guess democracy is the best thing.
Can you find it in a real life or it's only in the documents?
Democracy is in the real life as well as India is the best example for that.
quality.
In case of India, we can take many other scenarios where there are reservations. For the merit student, though, because of their caste and because of their another criteria, they are put aside. Whereas the other ones, though they are not having any merits, they are considered.
As you said, it is the best point, I guess. Like the vulnerables will also get the recognition in democracy, like the India is getting. We are giving them reservation because they need it. Because
Until when? How many years would you like to take in order to bring them or to uplift those things?
until they get into the society, they merge with the society, the people should get out of that. The people must respect it, then get out of the thought of the minorities or something like that, like untouchability or something like that. So
We would like to prolong it for 2,000 years or 1,000 years?
it's all about the mindset we do.
Sorry, miss, I would like to add some points. As you said that the reservations are being implemented to remove the minorities and vulnerabilities in the society. So I would like to highlight a point that the egalitarian society has best established in non-democratic countries. It's called communism or socialism.
No, it's not the thing. Like communism, we don't have the egalitarian form of government. It is not so.
So the resources and everything is shared between the people of this country equally.
It is just a myth.
Then democracy is in.
This equality. Then how come we go with the status and pride, whatever it is, and our GDP is going up because of the more earning people.
Yes, Ms. Madhu, and I agree that the GDP is going high in India. But I would like to say something that according to the research, the countries with stable government has more economic development, such as many foreign investors like to invest their assets in the country where there is a stable form of government. And as you guys know, in democracy, there is no guarantee for a stable government. And in the non-democratic systems, there is a stable form of government which is being established.
Even though there is more stability in the government, we have more opportunities for the opponents also, and we get more thoughts because of the opponents, and we improve ourselves because of the opponents. I think so.
So,
Competition plays a major role. Without opponents, there will be no competition between the states or whatever the countries or whatever, even between the people also.
so are you saying that there is no opposition in non-democratic systems? As you said, there will be no competition within the state, but they also
Non-democratic system, they will just crush the opposition. They will not even give us a chance to speak.
there is no opposition in non-democratic countries.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling them. It is a
So they won't have the president.
Yeah, that's what. That is the thing there. You only said the thing. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm not Daniel, so please.
Continue, continue.
Yeah. So there is no opposition within the country, but they try hard to compete with other nations in the world, and they develop themselves.
It is not an inclusive form of government. It is not an inclusive development. There is no equality there. It is only about the concentration of power, and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Concentration of powers, though it has some potential risk, but yes, it stands for the stability, efficiency, and quick decision making, which we cannot find it in a democratic country.
Sometimes the big difference between four rights. Sometimes the big difference between four rights.
So my
You don't have more time.
Chances are very least chances of falling out. But most of the time, maybe 99.9% may exceed or excel in its quick
And
decision.
Ms. Madhu, can you guarantee that the decisions which are taken time are going to succeed?
I don't think that there is
So then,
very successful.
that's what.
Can you guarantee non-democratic countries?
That's what I'm telling. It depends on the situations. Whatever the decision is taken quick or it takes time.
But in a democracy, we go about the people. We make sure about the people.
Yeah, in a democratic country, one of the body itself states that justice delayed is justice denied. Don't you think?
There will be no justice in non-democratic country only. It is all of the point of the
Yeah, because we have a stability over a one-man decision making.
But it's the stability when there is no equality, when there is no rights.
People don't
What did they do
require.
with the stability?
People don't require when there is a perfect decision.
And the egalitarian societies are actually established in the
Perfect
non-democratic
decisions
systems.
are taken with the choices of the people, not by the ruler alone.
So respecting the rights of the people is the main thing there. We need a government where our rights are respected, not the rulers.
So election bodies are considering each and everyone's point of view.
It is considering the majority of the point of view and taking about the minus
what?
Yeah, that's what I'm
telling. Conflict
Yeah,
with people.
that's what I'm
It is
telling.
better to have a one-man decision over
One
the
man
half
decision will be
or
only the one thought decision, not a whole nation's decision.
that would be.
for us. So democratic systems work with the decisions. Yeah.
So the representative, do you think that representatives are actually considering the rights of people and what they are thinking?
We have a right to recall. If they are not considering that, they will be out of the election race.
So you can directly go to their office and ask them that you are not fulfilling your promise, you can get out from here.
There is no need. We will not elect them next time. But that is not the case in the non-major, like non-democratic countries. Like one of the things I want to ask, non-democratic means what form of government you people are supporting?
So we support monarchy, we support socialism, we support communism.
Monarchy is not.
You can't implement all the things in one country. So be clear.
Globalization is taken by only one. We have many ideologies in that. Like he said, it is all about monocracy, autocracy, technocracy, and many oligarchy. We have many other things in it.
It is only the concentration of the powers. In monarchy, only one. In aristocracy, only the rich. And in oligarchy, only the few.
Choose according to the situation. They would like to mold it for a monarchy, they would mold it. If they would like to go with a technocracy, they
In
would
no
mold it.
situation, people's rights can be violated.
Yes, but what are you people doing during national emergency? Are you not taking it?
So, it's only about the national emergency, it's not all the day, right? Or not all the years. It's only on the national emergency.
And Ms. Madhu, what about Armed Forces Special Powers Act, where the military is crushing the people and their rights?
I don't think so. It is against the democracy or something like that. And in national emergency also, national emergency is there to respect the democracy and to bring back from the crisis situation. It is not to curb the rights of the people. They are wrong with the national democracy or something like national emergency or something like that.
I am right with the national emergency. So every
National
parliamentary
emergency.
right is being revoked during the situation of emergency.
It is just to manage the situation there.
Why can't the
Because
manage
the more rights are violated there, we need to banish some rights to bring back to the original.
Why can't they manage them without revoking the fundamental rights? Aren't they important?
Can you give some suggestion, something like that, or a plan to do something like that? It is better then. Even I will support it.
Absolutely, you have come to the point. Truly, during national emergency, in a democratic country, will choose a non-democratic ideology and pathway.
It is not about the non-democracy ideology. It is to respect the democracy, to bring back democracy.
Whatever, respecting also through non-democratic policies and laws.
You are wrong there. Can you please clear it?
Can you please correct us?
See, as you are telling, it's a not like a national emergency kind of thing. We are choosing a non-democratic way to bring back the democracy. It is not about the non-democratic way. It is about the management of the crisis. As I said before, it is about the management of the crisis and to avoid the vulnerabilities. The vulnerable population are the one who will face the more challenges in the crisis management situation. So for them and to not to oppress them like vulnerables, we are supporting the democracy in that way.
And there are some cases where during national emergency, there are some cases where during national emergency, the armed forces are taking the lives of innocent people. And it is the
India's armed forces special.
That's what I don't support your militarism or dictatorship.
I didn't tell about militarism or dictatorship. I'm talking about armed forces special
Yeah,
powers
that's what
act.
you are telling. It's something about the army, right?
It's about the armed forces, not about the army.
To save the 100 people, we just killed 2 people, not all the people. By like the non-democratic people are killing all the people.
So do you think that killing a person is justiciable?
That you need to answer, not me.
non-democratic countries are not telling anyone.
Oh, there are
We are talking
reports.
about it.
There are reports where there will be no, like, at least we can ask here if something is going wrong. We have laws to.
Whatever we have the right to get the justice, fairness, right there.
Even there are courts there and they can go for justice.
No, it is not like that.
It is like that. We have courts and we have justice system.
Can you show us like that? They are suppressing the vulnerables, not in the democracy, right? We have rights.
Democratic system like Saudi Arabia and Dubai, there are strict laws where justice is being implemented swift and quick.
Tell me about North Korea. Communism.
It is same like Pakistan with democracy.
Pakistan is not a democratic country, it just portrays like that. But so North Korea will proclaim it as a complete communism country.
There is nothing like
And no world countries will accept Pakistan as a democratic country, except China, obviously.
what about Pakistan people?
Obviously, they will support themselves.
That's true, right?
Because of their own state, they will support that. That's it.
It's not about what you think, it's what about their constitution, what their constitution says. Pakistan constitution states it's a democracy.
Is it so? So why they are portraying India as an enemy country even for the child? Not India is like that. India is about developing and it is about the growth.
Pakistan?
What?
Have you been to Pakistan?
Haven't you seen any social media? Isn't it not around
Have you
us?
seen social media?
Hello, excuse me. You are going through the Google also. Haven't you gone through any social media? Any Google?
So Google about Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, what it shows.
So everything in Google is not right.
Everything what you are saying is also not right, right?
I can show you the constitution of Pakistan.
Constitution is about the implementation, not only about the writing.
It is being implemented there. They have a president, they have a prime minister, and a parliament.
Yeah, that's what they have everything, but the decision making is not with them. It's with the military.
It's not with the army. So whenever the government fails,
will be the finalists and maybe ideas or you are not in the social media.
They are trying to follow the accountabilities.
You better live in the Pakistan if you like.
So what happens in Pakistan is when the government fails, on the orders of the president, the chief of army staff of Pakistan army takes over the control by proclaiming a military coup. That's what happens there. The nation solely doesn't rest with the army chief.
It is always the same thing, not only in the emergency situation or something like that. So only it is in the FATF list also, in all the lists like that.
so that doesn't mean that
It promotes terrorism as well. It promotes terrorism as well. I don't think any government will try to promote terrorism rather than development.
So do we have any proof that Pakistan is helping terrorism?
Oh, all the rest of the countries knows, and India proved in the UN that Pakistan is promoting terrorism.
As you,
And as an Indian, you must also support that.
as you take
I
Pakistan
know.
as an exceptional case, we take North Korea as an exceptional case in that scenario.
I don't think North Korea is promoting any hatredness or any terrorists out of the country. It's only only to the borders. It's not going against the countries. Whatever the Pakistan here, it's going against the countries, right?
Thank you for supporting non-democracy.
I'm not supporting the non-democracy here. Actually, I'm supporting the democracy by going through the points. That's it.
They are trying to follow the non-democratic rules. Ideologies. That's why they are a failure of very little democracy.
Can you name any scenarios where that North Korea or any other non-democracy?
North Korea faces food crisis. They don't have the basic facilities. They only promote like militarism and weapon industry.
So don't you think that the poverty prevails in all the democratic countries? So it's like up to the mark.
But we also concentrate on the development rather than only
What about African country?
We're doing more important for the people, not for the anything else. Military is our base,
That
right?
is what you just give importance, but
But North Korea is not doing any important for the peoples, right? Have you seen any people going out of the North Korea? Or have you gone to the North Korea except the capital? Except in the capital.
safe over there.
What?
Maybe they feel safe over there rather than coming out in the countries where they can go across many conflicts like many harassments, gender biases, discrimination,
Is there no? Is there
literacy. So if you find all these things in a democratic country,
Is there no safety outside? Is there safety only in the North Korea? Do you think it's safe in North Korea?
It is
There is
safe.
no safety even for the women or no safety for any of them, even for the child. There's no safety. I've seen many of the cases.
but it is safe in almost all non-democratic countries.
In North,
As you see in other countries like democratic.
in North Korea,
That India is safe for women. How many rapes and harassments are being registered every day?
in communist countries is the most, and India is the safest place for the women who need to accept it. To the majority of the cases.
Not about majority. I'm talking about is it safe or not. So even in India, there is no safety. It depends on every country. Every country can't provide absolute safety.
But in India, we have the justice for a woman, at least, but not in North Korea or in the Pakistan. We have the justice here.
Pakistan is democracy or not, let's debate it later. But now we'll concentrate on
The point here is we are talking about democracy versus non-democracy. Why are you guys highlighting Pakistan?
Because you guys are highlighting with the Pakistan and North Korea, not we here.
Think about Pakistan right now.
Well, first, you guys started with other countries, not we.
Pakistan is a democracy. That's what I'm telling you.
Let's talk about the system, not about the countries.
That's what
That
I'm
will be
telling you.
better, I guess. Let's talk about the welfare. Where there will be a welfare.
Guys, I'm sorry to interfere. You have lost 5 minutes. Okay.
And you guys said that democracy is against military. Then why do India has the second largest army? And Indian budget, it is the third country which spends more on army and armed forces.
India believes not in attacking. India believes in defensive.
For defense, why do we need that much force and that much budget?
Because we are vulnerable to the surrounding neighbors.
Well,
We
the
have
first
Pakistan, where we
largest
have communism.
is China.
I didn't talk about first largest.
First largest in army is China.
Sorry to interrupt you. Let your facts right. First largest is US.
China is
US.
army is China.
Arms forces.
Okay, it's going out of that. It's come to what?
It's tell the 5 points about the food about the
Yeah, this will be better. Right.
So my measure can be taken quick and swift. We have the most stable governments, and due to the stability of the governments, there will be economic growth, and the stability of the monarch. There is a and then the equal distribution of resources, which leads to the fraternity and egalitarian society to be established. And due to the stability of the single monarch and a single ruler, the laws can be very strict.
It is not about the stability there. They are because they are suppressing others. It is looking like stability. It is not stability there. We are wrong there. And as the second, the next thing is about the equal distribution of resources, right? There is no equal distribution of resources because there is no rights to. There is no equal distribution of resources in democratic country too. But democracy can't. You are wrong there. It is
Simply I can say
like you said,
wrong.
there is a reservation.
I can also say it as wrong. Can you please prove it?
Yeah, like you said that there is a reservation, there we are giving the equal opportunities for the one another as well. Where there is no case in the non
It's waste of budget. So at least you are expending 1 lakh crore for elections, and for education you have only 1,12,000, where you can implement those money for the education and for the upliftment. But here we have proper planning, proper decision, and which is very stable. We include each and every citizen in it, though we don't have any participation of citizen in it.
You have no participation in citizens in it. You lease.
So I say,
Very least participation of citizens.
Very least participation. Then how could you know the needs of citizen? If you participate the citizens very least, how could you know? The ground level awareness, how could you know the ground level realities?
They wander each and everywhere to look after them.
Is it possible, sir, for looking after every street corner everywhere?
It is very much possible in the population which is not more than India, as example.
So that why India adopted democracy because of the population here.
So it's only population basis.
Is it? If it is not the population
Take
basis,
population into consideration to take democracy, or else you would have gone to
population is one of the point. Population is one of the main point because India is the number 1 populated state in the world right now.
Dr. Bhimrao.
India crossed the population over the China. Of course, it is all about the communism.
I would like to recall a statement by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar in Constituent Assembly. He has stated that the democracy in India might turn into a dictatorship. And he was also not happy with the democracy.
Yeah, very good point here. Because you said that democracy can change into dictatorship, we have the rights to stop it. We have the rights to stop it. Through recall, we have the rights to stop it. Through representation, we have the right to stop it. through asking questions, we have the right there, but we don't have right in non-democratic governments. But one thing I want to tell is, first you stick to the form of government you want to speak here. You can't speak about everything.
Here we are talking about democracy and non-democracy.
Yeah.
Get a single person in.
Yeah.
Please you speak to the non-democracy.
Last 2 minutes. I would like to say something. So you said we have the rights to recall and reform them. So let's take a scenario that the present government had a huge majority of more than 400 seats. So they can amend the constitution. So where are your rights now?
All they can amend the constitution by who? We the people. We, because of our people representatives, they are changing. Because of our rights are being vulnerable, they are going to change. If they are vulnerable, not invulnerable, if they are
You didn't get my point. I think you didn't get my point. So they can amend the constitution if they have a buffer majority, so that they can cutter all your rights. They can remove everything, and they can be the monarch.
Constitution is not about the changing, right? Firstly, you can't change the
You
constitution.
can amend it
But amendment, how can you amend?
with a majority in the Lok Sabha.
With the majority in the
That's what I'm saying. If they get 400 plus seats in the Lok Sabha, they can do it. So then where are your rights?
Like in the government, there was a many parliament, like many constitution. They gone change the later.
That's because they
Okay. Unfortunately, we have to stop the debate. It was going very really good. Okay. So the time is up. Let's congratulate them. Finally, before winding up, for both the teams, we will ask one question from the judges side. Then we will wind up. Okay. Okay, ma'am will ask the question for team A.
See, firstly, thank you for turning this small room into a mini parliament. So I can see one side is opposition, one side is ruling. The same form of vibe you have given. So even though you have not gone into any kind of personal attack, it just felt that these many points were there against democracy and these many points were there for democracy. We ourselves got shocked and we were awe-struck, okay, because of the things that happened. So finally, it becomes extremely tough for anyone sitting here, not only us. If you even call PM Narendra Modi to come and sit here, even he gets confused what I have to choose because both the sides are like neck to neck. So for solving this puzzle, we have decided to go on with our weapon of spontaneity, which I always say. So it is easy for a person to speak after thinking a lot. But if at all I give you a question, without any time period, if you have to speak, that is the exact knowledge or exact spontaneity which we judge a person. So audience, whom do you feel will win the prize? Is team A or team B? How many of you are for team A? Raise your hands. How many of you are for team B? Raise your hands. Team C is my team. Will I win it? Audience will win it.
My question to Team A. Clear? Why democracy considered as best form of government? Yes, Team A.
the democracy is concerned at the respondent point nuclear mechanism for the people. There are people who jump like whether they could say the director, the and the icon of the nation is always to be directed over people. And the democracy, the rights of the people are being implemented very intriguing ways. The accumulated human rights so necessary for its connect. For every life with all those there can be written at least. It's being implemented in the democracies. Under democracies, the people have the power to change the form of the government. If they are not satisfied with the actions of the election, the public they should the government in the next election. Which starts with that. They actually elect the government according to the universal factors in the democracies. So that if anyone has the equal right of opportunity to elect the power of government of leaders, they want to elect. And the representative of the people are always accountable to the people and accountable to the houses, respect the houses of them. And in the democratic right, citizens.
Non-democratic countries maintain power. I repeat. How do non-democratic countries maintain power?
They maintain power by propagating propaganda. They support through support the majority of the people there. They only concentrate on the majority of the people. Their might will be the right thing.
You can see the example of oligarchy. In oligarchy, the decision will be taken by the intellectual people. In oligarchy, so we can manage the powers with intellectual people.
It goes through the constant growth of economy, so that you can say that.
The winner for today's debate competition will be of team A and B.
You are the correct opponents to us.
Congratulations.